Hey everybody, welcome to the House of Fi. It is that time again for our net worth update and our financial independence progress for August. So hang around for about 6 seconds and we'll be right back. Welcome back everybody. I am Wendy and I'm one half of the House of Fi podcast. Next to me is my better half,
Curtis.
And we are super glad you're here. We really enjoy sharing these net worth updates with all of you, and we're going to add at the end a new slide, and that's to tell you where we are in our financial independence journey. So I'm excited to share that. But we really want to talk about, just real quick, one of the reasons that we do this.
One of the big things is we love to track our information. And when we track our information and we give it out to you, we want to make sure that we are 100% transparent with our journey.
Right, and so we do believe that transparency, since we're sharing our journey, is important because otherwise you can't compare things. And so we share that with transparency, but we use it for our own benefit, and that's tracking. We wouldn't know how far we've come unless we tracked. And sometimes this journey can be long, and so if you aren't tracking, you don't know how far you come. It's an encouragement for us. But we also hope that it's an encouragement for you. I'm going to go ahead and put on the screen our slide deck, and we're going to start with our liabilities. There's not much change in our liabilities again this month because our student loans are still on hold because of the CARES Act, and then our other item is our old IRS debt, where we're changing the payment, and they haven't changed it yet, so it hasn't come out of our account yet. So there's still not a whole lot of change there. The only real change that we had is a reduction in the principal on our loan for our residential properties.
So our reduced to liability is at $580, and our total reduced to date is almost at $600,000.
And that is actually a bigger figure because before we got our rental properties, we had paid off a mortgage, and then we got the loan on the rental properties. So prior to getting the rental properties, we had gotten rid of over $650,000 worth of debt. So that's still a huge number, and when we see that, that is super encouraging and keeps us motivated to keep going in this journey. On this next slide, we're showing you where we are with our assets. If you can look going back to last month and then to this month, we have increased our assets by over $17,000, almost $18,000. And the bulk of that was the money going back and forth, purchasing our 5th investment property, which we paid for in cash, borrowing some from ourselves and some from a savings account. So overall, there was a shift, but it was in our favor of almost $18,000, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
So that number down there that you see at the bottom, the negative 404,000, when we started this journey, on paper we had a lot more in assets, but it was all tied up in our house, which, as you can see, was at $656,000, and we had only a little bit in Kurt's retirement, a little over $14,000. So even though our overall assets have decreased since we've begun this journey, what we're most proud of is that our liquid assets, the things that can be easily converted to cash, like savings account and investment accounts and retirement accounts, has increased significantly since then. You'll also see that our rental property, the number has increased as well. The newest property is also valued at about $35,000. So we're really happy about the gains that we have had for August. All right, so here we are at our net worth. Our net worth is taking all of our assets and minusing all of our liabilities, and what we get is the difference, which is our net worth. So as you can see, we currently have a negative net worth of $185,000. However, we are down into the 100,000s, which is awesome.
It took a long time.
Long time. And when we started, we were at a negative $350,000. So we're making really, really good progress. And months like August, where our positives went up over $18,000, are a big help.
Yes.
And you can see that final number with that overall change, we have increased our negative net worth by almost $120,000.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Working to that zero spot.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. So don't get discouraged when you see that negative number. I mean, from the beginning when we saw that huge number and it starts to chip away month by month, it's so encouraging. And just to reach zero, I know zero is not a positive, but once you reach that 0 point,
it's all up.
Yes.
It's all up. And then at the same time, your assets and your investment accounts are working that whole time. So you're going to see exponential growth. So right now we are working towards zero.
Yes. Zero.
All right. So this next slide that I'm going to show you is a new slide. I thought it would be a good idea to share with you our progress in our financial independence journey. Now, some in the community, what they are working towards is a FIRE number. And the FIRE number is 25 times your annual expenses that you expect to have at retirement. And that is the big number that you're going for. Because we started this journey late in life, we were both about 36, almost 37 when we started, and we started at nothing, and we have large amounts of debt. That was a really difficult challenge to meet. So what we have chosen to do is get very creative with our retirement plan. And what we're focusing on is increasing our passive income outside of our investments to get to a certain dollar amount. So I'm going to bring that up on the screen now. In the first table, it's showing our actual progress, and the goal for us is to get to $7,000 a month in retirement income. That includes the student loan payment that we're going to have left at retirement, and then our living expenses. We will likely not remain in San Diego, so our rental expenses and some other expenses are going to be less than we need now. So what it's going to take to support our family is going to be a couple $1,000s less than it is right now. So that's why our goal is $7,000. Now, what the first column represents under August 30th are the totals that we have going towards that right now. So we get one stream of income, and that is our children's adoption subsidy. All 4 of our boys were foster children, and they're categorized as higher risk, and so because of that, they get a subsidy that helps us provide for them until they reach 18. So we take $2,400 away from $7,000, and that leaves us with a shortfall or a gap of $4,600.
So when I get to my retirement, I will have at least $1,300 a month. And that's based off of the school pension calculator.
Right.
So once we add all this up, that will leave us with a shortfall of $3,300.
Right. So we're making some progress, but
Yes.
we are not there yet.
No.
So the third income stream that we're counting on when we retire are our investment properties. And right now they are giving us between $1,400 and $1,600 a month in cash flow. I've calculated that at $1,600. Our goal is to get that to $4,000. So there is a gap there, but it does significantly reduce the total gap to get to $7,000. We currently have a shortfall of $1,700 a month. If we can either increase our rental properties to $1,700 or more, or my business income to $1,700 or more, we will be financially independent. Financial independence means that you have enough money coming in, either in a bank account that is providing enough passive income to pay your expenses, or other income streams that are providing you passive income, or it could be active income in the case of a business, to pay your expenses at retirement. The business that I am building is a virtual business and one that should run by itself once I get it to where it needs to be. So as you can see, we only have a short gap to fill, only $1,700,
Yes.
which is pretty great. But I've also, as far as our goals go, I put our goals at $9,200 and not just the $7,000. And the reason that I did that is that I really want to have a cushion. I think that'll be important. We'll still have our boys with us. So even though we will be financially independent, at $7,000 a month, our goal is to get it higher than that.
Yes.
Right. And so then the other thing that we do need to be concerned about is having enough money in our cash accounts to cover shortfalls once the boys' subsidy starts expiring. And so that's what that second table is down below. We have the years where each boy turns 18 and what it reduces that $2,400 by. And so as you can see in that first year, we only have a shortfall of $7,200. So in order to match that shortfall, we need to either ensure that at that time we're making an extra $7,200 a year, or that we have $7,200 saved and in a cash account, like an emergency fund. And just to backtrack 1 second, where that $7,200 comes from in that first tally is based upon the reduction of $600 a month times 12. As you can see, the second boy turns 18 and it's reduced by $1,200. The third boy turns 18 and it's reduced by $1,800. And then when the final boy turns 18, it's reduced by $2,400. So for 2 years prior to us getting being able to draw upon our investments, we will have income that we have to make up via other sources or have it in a savings account. Make sense?
Yeah, total sense.
So these numbers are still really, really encouraging. So we have to increase our income by $1,700, and we also need to either increase our income streams for those years or have about $100,000 in cash saved. And I think either one is realistic for the next 5 years.
Yeah. And even at that time, I will still continue to work because I teach and I enjoy my job, but we just have a set number to where we need to be, and then anything afterwards is gravy.
Right, exactly. And we like gravy.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Well, we hope that this has been helpful for you. We hope it helps you in your own journey to financial independence. And if you get value from our videos, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that bell, because we have videos coming out at least 1 time a week, sometimes more. And we just want to lock arms with you on this journey. All right, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.